In a faraway place among peaceful hills, there was an old temple. This temple, with its tall towers and quiet courtyards, was a place for people looking for peace and wisdom. One of the students was a young monk who came to the temple with big dreams and a lot of dedication. But as time passed, he became sad and disappointed. The purity he wanted seemed hard to find. Gossip and secret talks had entered the temple, creating tension and mistrust. This tension ruined the peace he was looking for, making him feel lost and alone. His meditations were disturbed by whispers, breaking the sacred silence. His practice was filled with negative thoughts, making it hard to focus. He felt desperate and his spirit was weakening. Finally, unable to take it anymore, the monk decided to ask the wise master for help. With a heavy heart, he went to the master's room and shared his troubles, hoping for a solution. He said, "Well, I can't find peace here anymore. The constant unrest is too much. Please, let me go to a quieter monastery where I can find the peace I need." The master nodded and said, "I understand, young one. Your heart is troubled and your spirit is tired. But before you leave, I have a task for you. This task will help you find the peace you seek, whether here or somewhere else." The young monk stood up straight, feeling curious and hopeful. "Anything, master," he said eagerly. The master smiled and picked up a small wooden spoon, filling it with water. "Take this spoon," the master said, "and walk across the courtyard without spilling any water." The monk was surprised, but took the spoon, looking confused. "Go," the master said gently, "and focus on the task." The monk started walking slowly and carefully across the courtyard. The young monk started his task with a clear goal. Carrying a spoon filled with water became a lesson in focus. He was fully absorbed, every step careful, every breath intentional. The spoon felt heavy in his hand. The water, shimmering and delicate, needed all his attention. The busy temple courtyard faded away as he focused on his task. The noise around him became distant, barely noticeable. His world shrank to just the spoon and the water, his entire focus. He noticed every breath, each one reminding him to stay present. Every small movement of his hand was careful, keeping the water steady. Time seemed to slow down, each second feeling longer, but he stayed focused, his mind steady. He moved with care, not spilling a drop. His mind, usually full of thoughts, was now calm, like a still lake. Finally, after a long time, the monk reached the other side of the courtyard. He carefully put the spoon on a table without spilling any water. He went back to the master, looking both excited and confused. "Master, I did what you asked," he said. The master smiled. "Tell me, did you hear the other monks arguing? Did you see them fighting?" "No, master," he replied. "I was too focused on the spoon." "And that," the master said softly, "is the key. When you focus completely, the negativity around you disappears." The monk stood in the quiet temple, feeling the stress of the world slowly fade away. The master's words felt like a cool breeze, calming his troubled mind. He understood that even small actions like holding a spoon can be important. "The negativity you feel isn't out there," the master said wisely. "It's inside you, in how you react. Your mind creates the turmoil." By focusing on his own growth and inner peace, the monk could find peace, whether in a quiet temple or a busy city. "True peace," the master said, his eyes full of wisdom, "comes from changing your perspective, not your surroundings." The monk left the master's room that day with a new understanding of inner peace. He learned that true happiness comes from having a peaceful heart, and he found that even in chaos, he could stay calm and centered. He discovered that peace is not the absence of conflict, but staying calm within it. And so he felt a deep and lasting peace, no matter where he was or what was happening around him.